Guesswork means, so guesswork means thinking about a topic which is beyond our thinking. So God or anything about God is beyond the limit of our guesswork. I mean, suppose if tomorrow you want to say that, let me guess how Krishna would be. So with guesswork, we cannot understand who Krishna is, right? So how all of you who have been attending classes for more than a year, how do you know Krishna? You know Krishna because every Friday or Sunday, whenever we have the class, we come together and we kind of understand from whom we understand whatever Srila Prabhupada has knowledge he has left for us. He has given us all this knowledge, and that is how we understand how Krishna is, right? So tomorrow, if somebody tell me how do we guess? So with guesswork, we cannot understand anything about God, right? So we have to learn how. So how do we learn about God? We learn about God by surrendering to a guru. So just like Arjun, when Arjun and Krishna were in Kurukshetra, the battle was about to begin. So initially, Krishna and Arjun were talking just like friends. But when Arjun's confusion started, he surrendered to Krishna. He accepted him as his guru and then asked questions submissively. So he surrendered himself. You cannot be, full of ego or, pride when you're talking about surrendering. When you surrender, we have to be very, very humble. What Arjun did, he surrendered himself and he started asking questions. And he trusted Krishna completely, without any doubt. Similarly, we have to trust Krishna, accept that he is Supreme Lord. He cannot cheat me. He is perfect. So whatever knowledge he gives, we must trust him and accept it. But there are many people in the world who are atheists. So who are atheists? Atheists are the people who do not believe in God. And obviously, when they don't believe in God, they also don't surrender to a guru. But they think themselves as very intelligent and they do not accept Krishna as a perfect authority.
Mataji, can we type that word, please?
Atheist, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, one second. So there are many such people in the world who either they don't believe in God or they do not take Krishna as God. In fact, if you pick up Bhagavad Gita in chapter 7 and the 7th shloka, Krishna himself says that nobody is a better authority than me. And our gurus, as we know that we come into a disciplic succession, guru and disciple, guru and disciple. So all of them accept Krishna as supreme. How? Just like, if there is a child, where does the child takes his first information? Who is the first guru of the child? For a child, the first guru is his mother. And the child perfectly, completely believes in his mother. And the child knows whatever mother says, she's correct, and I'm safe with her. Similarly, when we're talking about Krishna, when we're talking about those guru, when we surrender to our guru, we know that we are in safe hands because the guru is perfect and Krishna is perfect. But people who are doing guesswork, what are they doing? They don't believe in Guru. They don't believe in surrendering. All they do is just with their own imagination, with their own false pride and knowledge, they try to talk about God. So such people, it is said that they will always remain in ignorance forever. They can never understand God because their knowledge is not true. So in this particular Bhakti Vriksha class, I have taken up an example which Prabhupada has given, a comparative example of there is an insect which comes out during the rainy season, and it is sitting on a tree and it glows. So its name actually it is known as glowworm. I don't know how many of you are aware, but in the rainy season only these bugs, these small little insects come and they shine, and you feel they are like light. So during
It could
rainy,
have helped actually if we would have a picture, Mataji.
yeah, I'm just showing. I'm coming to the slide. So during rainy season in the evening, there are many glowworms visible about the top of trees, and they glitter just like light. So due to the cloudy sky, because it's a rainy season, due to the cloudy sky, actual light-giving objects. What are the actual light-giving objects? Like sun, stars, moon. They are not visible. Let me start sharing the screen. So on the right side, you can see the picture of glowworms. They will look just like small lights.
Can't see anything, Mataji.
No, I'll be sharing. So right side is the glowworms, and left side you can see star and moon. So they don't look like insect because it's night time. They just look like tiny lights. So let me share the picture. Have you read, Saurabh?
Yeah, I can see now.
Oh. So similarly, in Kali Yuga, we are all living in Kali Yuga. Similarly, Kali Yuga, people who don't believe in God but believe in self guesswork, or who are cheaters, or who are criminals, or who are troublemakers, become very, very prominently visible. And I mean, sure, if you pick up the newspaper, you can see that in newspaper how all the politicians, all people who are cheating, they are covering the front page. The front page news will be full of all people who are criminals or are cheaters, right? Do you see the front page of the newspaper covered with some pious people or some holy people? So similarly, we are living in Kali Yuga, and such people who have cheating qualities all the time, those people are particularly visible. Whereas people who are actually religious, who are following the Vedas, who are following dharma, those people are actually unknown. So Kali Yuga is actually, now when we're talking about glowworm, we were talking about that insect, right? So Kali Yuga is actually compared to a cloudy season. Real knowledge is covered by the influence of material life, like how if you see the cities like Bangkok or Singapore, how much Dubai, huge buildings, there is so much of glamour, there is so much of lights, there is so much of attraction. So when you see all those things are more prominent in Kali, right? Real knowledge, real knowledgeable people, real gurus, real saintly people are not visible. And people who don't believe in God, they declare that I am God. And they create their own separate religion. And they become visible how? Like that small insect which glows in the rainy season. So now we also know that what is a real light giving things. What are the things which give real light? The sun, the stars, the moon, right? Not that insect which comes out of comes out in the rainy season, correct? With all of you will agree. So when there's darkness in the night, who will give us light? The moon will give us light. The stars will give light. During daytime, sun will give light, right? So glowworms, this insect, cannot give any light in darkness of night, right? Similarly, with their guesswork, people who don't believe in God, or people who are cheaters, they cannot give real knowledge about God because God is beyond our guesswork. So the point I'm trying to make it here is that although in rainy season, those insects come out, they might be looking very beautiful, they might be looking very attractive to us, but they are not the real source of energy. They are not the real source of light. So similarly, these people who are cheaters, who are atheists, who don't believe in God, they might look very attractive to us, but they are not the people who give us real knowledge. But now, my dear friends, that even in the rainy season, clouds sometimes become clear and sun, moon, and stars become visible. I haven't, have you seen that even when it's a proper heavy rainy season, even for some time, even for 10-15 minutes, the clouds will go away and you can see the sun. You can, or at night time, you can sometimes see the moon. Even in those cloudy days, even in those rainy days. So similarly, even in Kali Yuga, we have certain advantages. So what are the advantages in Kali Yuga? So the advantage of Kali Yuga is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The advantage is the light given to us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So people seriously anxious, people, all of you, like we have around 42, 43 people today, all of you who are sitting together, who are eager, who are looking forward for real knowledge, and all of you should take advantage of Krishna conscious movement of Lord Chaitanya. We should take shelter. We should surrender to the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And instead of looking towards the light of people who create their own philosophy, who claim that they are God. Right? So that is what we wanted to discuss about God, the holy name, the power of holy name, that how we should not get attracted toward people who falsely claim themselves as God. We should look for a real guru, surrender to the real guru, and that is the only way we can understand Krishna. Let's move on to the next topic. Now, today we are going to discuss about God and his energies. Okay, so whatever we see, whether it is alive or whether it is dead, whether it is moving or it is non-moving object, everything in this world that you see around you is controlled by the Supreme Lord, is controlled by Krishna. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita 9.10, Krishna says that his energies are managing everything. So here we have, you would have seen in the picture that I shared that, we take an example of sun. Now, sun is sitting in one place. Sun doesn't move, right? I'm sure all of us would have read in school days. So, for example, sun is sitting in one place, but just being in one place, he's distributing light and heat to the entire universe. So, similarly, it is mentioned in Vishnu Puran that as heat and light are distributed all around by a fire situated in one place, similarly, Supreme Lord is distributing his material and spiritual energy all over the creation. So Krishna is sitting at one place, and just being at one place, he is managing the entire creation. Like we have a boss in the office, he doesn't come out from his cabin all the time, right? But he manages, he knows about the entire office. That is the energy of the boss. Here we are talking about Krishna, the Supreme Lord. What is his position? He is sitting at one place and he's managing the entire world. So although Krishna is always in his abode, always in his home, what is the name of Krishna's home? Krishna's home name is Goloka Vrindavan. That is the place Krishna lives. We have heard about Vrindavan, but the actual Vrindavan is situated in the spiritual sky. So Krishna is always living there. And he's also present where? He's also present in our heart. not in our heart. He is present in each and every creature which is present on earth. Whether you're talking about ant, whether you're talking about a big elephant, whether you're talking about any creature, anybody, Krishna is present as Paramatma within the heart of all the living beings. At the same time, he is also sitting at his home in Vrindavan, in Golok Vrindavan. So can we imagine that power? He is simultaneously present at both the places. And it is said the way we think, Krishna can move faster than even our thought. Before we even think, we will take a few seconds to think something. But by that time, Krishna already would have created something. So that is the kind of power we are talking about Krishna. And Krishna controls all the Devi Devatas. And he is above excellence in all of them. And it is very difficult even for the Devatas to approach him. But it is very easy for whom to approach? It is very easy for a devotee to approach Krishna. How? Because devotee loves Krishna. And Krishna is easily approachable by our love and devotion. So I'm going to quickly share 2 slides. They are very close to my heart. They are just very, while I was preparing this PPT also, I was
Sorry, Mataji, just wanted to request that you would have to give a little more time for the PPTs, because I saw people watching and not getting enough time to see it.
Okay, sure. I'll do that. So while I was preparing this PPT, I was smiling within myself because they were so full of love. So these 2 PPTs I'm going to present is actually will tell you in a very short thing what actually does Krishna while sitting in his home. If he has so many energies who are working for him and so many people who are, like a boss's office, who are managing, the team of the boss is managing the office, but boss is simply sitting in AC air conditioned room and just watching his phone. Boss is not doing anything, but his staff is doing everything. Similarly, Krishna in his home, he doesn't know anything. His energies, they are running and controlling the entire universe. So have a look at these 2 pictures and use home. So while you're looking at the picture, you can actually chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and look at the pictures. Shall I move? So I hope you enjoyed looking at the pictures because I was really happy when I was putting up this PPT together. So I will just read out quickly to you what Krishna does. He just simply enjoys, like how we, take a word in college language, he just chills. He simply enjoys. He enjoys with his parents. He enjoys with the 9 lakh cows that Nanda Maharaj has. He takes the cows for grazing. He steals the butter of the gopis. He breaks their pots. When he goes to the forest, he eats, he has a wonderful feast all the time, like a party is going on. Then he along with his male friends, he play games in the forest. And when he plays flute, he attract all the gopis. He dances with the gopis. So nowhere in these pictures you would have seen that Krishna has taken a pen and paper and he's seriously working. And yet, although he's just sitting at one place and simply enjoying, despite that, he knows each and everything, that even your thoughts, whatever thoughts that is going on in your mind, even those thoughts he is aware of. Currently, you're watching this class and you're seeing this class. Even at this time, whatever you're thinking, everything Krishna knows. Whatever is going on in this creation, in this material world, and even in thousands of other universes, whatever is happening, everything Krishna knows. And at home, what he does, he's simply enjoying and dancing and playing. That's the only thing Krishna does. So this is the kind of life we want to live, and this is what we are practicing. We are daily chanting. And what are we chanting for? So that we come out of this cycle of birth and death and we go back to Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. And we also become his Gopa or Gopi, and we also enjoy how Krishna is enjoying. Leaving this material world, this is what our practice is, this is what we are chanting for. All of you sit together, and when you chant, this is the main purpose, that when you leave this body, you don't come back in this material world. And when you are gone, you go back permanently to live with Krishna and enjoy the life which Krishna is enjoying.
Mataji, can we take like a 2-minute break?
Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, we can chant. Tell them they can chant. I'll put my video on. Yes, we can start. So now you would have seen that when Krishna was there on earth, at that time, Kansa used to send so many demons to kill Krishna. At that time, Krishna's friends all used to be with him in the forest. At that time, so many demons would come and kill Krishna. So Krishna would feel, will get, although he is the Supreme Lord, but he'll get very anxious. He'll not be afraid, but he'll be very anxious. Why? Because his main focus was that he wanted to protect, he wanted to save his uh, friends. He did not want that any of the demons should kill his friends. So Krishna used to be very anxious. But Krishna's friends, they were least bothered. They did not have any fear. Why? They used to think, oh, Krishna is here. He will protect us. Why should we bother? I think Uma is trying to say something. Okay.
Mobile phone users, no, Mataji. They wanted just one screen to be spotlighted. I did that.
Okay. Okay. So, the friends will not be afraid, but Krishna will be afraid because Krishna wants to protect them. But the friends had full faith, they had full trust that we are not bothered because they would continue to enjoy. They would continue to play because they will think that Krishna is there. Why should I worry? So they were not afraid. This is called complete surrender. And this is what we all have to learn. No matter what happens in our life, we have to trust Krishna. See, we are in this material world. We cannot say that now I'm chanting, so my life will be completely happy. That will not happen because we have done so many bad karmas, right? So we have to bear the fruit of that. We have to go through suffering also. But when we know that we are chanting, then Krishna knows that we are chanting. And complete surrender means that I fully trust Krishna. Let's look at the next slide. Should I close? Okay. So here you have seen that the screen is divided into two portions. Okay. So we are now, the topic is we are discussing surrendering to Krishna. So what actually is surrendering? So complete faith. Surrender means complete
Mataji, we
faith.
would have to put this word.
Surrender. I copied from the PPT once.
It's okay, Mataji, I put it.
You put it? Okay. So surrender, complete faith that no matter what happens, Krishna will protect me. He will save me in any dangerous condition. So as I don't know how many of you noticed, so there are pictures where we have seen that how Narsimhadev so many times protect Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj's father was a demon and he tried to kill his own son. But every time his father would try to kill Prahlad, Lord Narsimhadev would personally protect him. Similarly, we see that how Krishna lifted on his little finger Govardhan hill for 7 days and 7 nights and protected all the, not only the human beings, but he protected all the cows and everybody in Vrindavan for 7 days when it was like a flood-like situation in Vrindavan. So Krishna protected his devotees. Similarly, during Mahabharata time, the Kauravas were trying to dishonor Draupadi and they were trying to, make her naked. So at that time also, Krishna protected Draupadi. So for the devotees, Krishna personally takes charge of their life. He personally takes charge of their protection and maintenance. But on the on the slide, the other side, you would have seen that there is Durga Ma. So who's Durga Ma actually? Durga Ma is actually the energy or the power of Krishna only, like a Kali Ma. So what does she do? So people who are not devotees, people who don't believe in God, they are taken care by Kali. They are killed by the power of Durga. Maya Devi or Durga Ma punishes people who don't obey Krishna or who don't believe in God. So we have two things. People who are devotees, they are taken care by Krishna himself. The people who are non-devotees who don't believe in Krishna are taken care by Maya Devi. So I'll give you an example in this. For example, we see in a country, good citizens are taken care by the government directly. If you're good citizens, you obey the laws of the government, no trouble comes to you, right? But criminals, who take care of the criminals? Criminals are taken care by the prison department. Right? So people who obey the law, they are taken care by the government, and who don't obey the law, they are taken care in the prison, and they are given punishment. Similarly, who believe in God, Krishna personally takes care of them, and who don't believe in Krishna, they are taken care by Maya Devi. So just 2 slides are left. I think we'll take it in the next session. And we'll quickly, because it's 15 minutes left, we'll take some question answers. Would you like me to continue this 2 slides, or would you like to go ahead with question answers? Choice is yours.
Mixed responses, Mataji. Some of them saying question answers, question answers. We already have the hands. So
should we stop the session now? Okay.
Yeah.
Fine,
Yes.
fine. We'll start with the questions. So just two stages. So basically, we're talking about stages of surrender and what is the process of surrender. Only that slide is left. Anyways, we'll take up in the next class. But I don't want you to forget, all of you to forget what we discussed in today's class. Otherwise, in next class, I have to start all over again. So please see the recording. I'll be sharing the link. Also, you can go on YouTube. You can watch the recording. But please don't forget in the next class. Otherwise, I have to start I don't want, will not have the time to restart the entire thing. Huh? Please watch the recording. You can start the questions.
Hare Krishna, Anutama Mataji. Thank you. The presentation, the visual presentations were very nice. Appreciate that very much. My question to you is that, all these natural, like rain, thunder, lightning, flood. So my question is, Jayaprakash Prabhu is asking that there's rain, there is thunder, there's lightning, natural, all of this. Who's making it? Is Krishna is making this?
Yes, yes, yes. See, even Maya Devi is also reporting to Krishna.
So how does the water come out? Does it come out from his hands? It's interesting.
No, he does. He doesn't have to do anything. Like a boss just instructs his subordinates. Similarly, Krishna instructs his subordinates. He doesn't have to take out water. There are people working for him, no?
Okay, Mataji.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I totally understood the session today. What I want to ask you is, as you said, all living things have souls. So the first question is that, do devils, bad people also sorry, have a soul inside? And my second, have Krishna inside. The second thing is, when we talk about the gross body and the subtle body, so we know that the gross body dissolves.
Okay.
Does the subtle body also get dissolved?
No, subtle body does not get dissolved unless
So two
until
questions,
it.
Mataji. First, he asked
Yeah.
that do devils also have Krishna inside? And the second
Yes.
question was about gross body and subtle body.
Yeah. So very good question. The demons also have, or the devils also have Paramatma inside. Only difference is they have forgotten Krishna. Actually, we all have forgotten Krishna. We are somehow very fortunate that we have come in contact with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we are very fortunate that we are, because of some good karmas of our previous life, that we are able to remember Krishna. That is why in ISKCON, you would have seen that people are standing on the road and trying to push people to buy Bhagavad Gita, and they are pushing people to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Why? Because there is no personal motive in that. We don't have any personal benefit in that. Because we know that, we all have Krishna inside us. And when we chant, we are able to revive that relationship. Everybody has, as I said, even an insect, even an elephant, everybody has Krishna inside them, but then it is in the sleeping stage. And when we chant, we are trying to awake. We are trying to come out from that sleeping stage. We are trying to get awake. and then we try to start understanding Krishna. So tomorrow, if you want to make a demon into a saintly person, you inspire him to chant, and you can see slowly how he will also change. So we should not hate anybody thinking that he's a bad person. Everybody has got Krishna inside him. If you can try to change them. And the second question was, okay, subtle body. Yes. So see, subtle body, as I don't know, have you seen the previous PPT or not? It was clearly mentioned, even in the videos I just released on YouTube. So subtle body.
It says couldn't see the full part.
Okay, so subtle body and gross body, it is finished, it is burnt or it is buried. The subtle body, which has mind, intelligence, and false ego, that along with soul moves on to the next body. Now, in what condition does subtle body gets destroyed?
I'm sorry, Mataji, can you repeat that line?
So there is only one condition when subtle body is also destroyed. Only one condition. And that condition is when the soul becomes free from the cycle of birth and death and goes back to Krishna. Till that time, millions and millions of births we keep taking, subtle body and soul are always together. We just change the gross body, subtle body, which has mind, intelligence, and ego, that along with soul keep on moving from one body to the next body to the next, from human life to animal life, from animal life to human life. We keep on traveling and traveling and traveling. But when we become liberated, when we go back to Krishna, then subtle body is also finished. Only the pure soul goes back to Krishna.
Sorry, Mataji, he had some extended question. Do you want to take it? Because I already see hands. Maybe when these finish and then we can come back to him.
Right. Yes, yes.
There's two questions, Mataji. So her question is relating to the snake, Mataji, the cobra. How do we remove the fear, from this snake? Mm. So if there's someone who points a gun at your head, how you get very, very fearful. So how do we remove our fear from a snake, like a cobra?
And particularly a snake?
Snake, cobra, Mataji. Cobra.
Yeah. The question is particular with the snake, right?
Only with the snake, correct?
Only the snake. See, snake, the form of snake is considered to be a very, very sinful species. So Prabhupada would say that if you see a snake and if you have threat for your life, you can kill the snake.
Mataji, she's saying the pap is called Nagraj?
Okay.
No, she's asking you.
No, what is she asking?
Is it called Nagar?
Nagar. Nagraj, yes. Nagraj is for snake only. I don't understand the question.
So, yeah, Nagraj, Mataji, what is that?
Nagraj is snake only. Generally, religiously, people call snake as Nagraj. Yeah, so the question is how to take out the fear, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We don't expect you to stand when we don't want you to act as a hero standing in front of the snake and say that I'm Krishna's devotee. You just have to leave that place. Because snake is a very, very sinful creature. If somebody who has done tremendous amount of sin in his past life has taken the form of a snake. So you don't have to be very brave and stand in front of the snake. Either you kill the snake or you run away from there. There is no other solution. A snake will not leave you. What is the second question? Other people are waiting.
So, in certain cultures in India, we are buried after death.
Yeah.
So, is it possible that the ghosts come in because in the north they're cremated, so soul gets free from the body, but in south when they are buried, somebody maybe have spoken to her that it also degrades the water and all of that when the body is it may harm the marine animals and stuff like that. So it's better if after death it's cremated. So what do you think?
The question is whether it is good to bury the body or not.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
We cannot comment on that. They have their own cultural setup. Anyways, even whether you bury it or whether you burn it, it is going to get dissolved in the elements, the earth, water, air, fire, the whether with cremation, with fire, it gets instantly. With the when you bury the body, it slowly with a few years of time, it gets into the soil only. So there is no difference. But when we are talking about whether the person becomes a ghost or not, see the person can become ghost even after being burnt. There's no hard and fast rule that only people who are burnt they will not become ghost, whereas people who are buried they will become ghost. There is no hard and fast rule of that. So that is why we do a lot of rituals for 13 days for the peace of the soul, so that the soul goes back to its proper destination, to the next body, and it does not become a ghost. So other cultures, I'm not very aware that other cultures also would be having some kind of arrangement for the soul to be peaceful. I think all religions have some kind of arrangement for souls.
Hare Krishna, Namaskar, uh, talking about Draupadi's Chirhanan
Okay.
and Krishna, uh, maybe some television she actually had seen.
Yeah, she tore her sari and
He tore her sari,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then
And then Krishna promised, yes.
Krishna promised, and something like that happened.
Yeah, it is there. It is there. It did happen. Actually, Draupadi was a very great devotee of Krishna. And even in such, even all the Pandavas were great devotees. So much they went through in their life, yet they did not, their faith on Krishna did not move. So these are all correct. If you read Mahabharata, we will get to know these are all facts. But yes, she was a great devotee, and some incident like that could have happened. I haven't read personally Mahabharata as yet. I haven't read the Mahabharata per se. Take the next question.
So we had a great session today, Mataji. I want to talk about something when we offer. I think I don't know his. I sorry, Mataji, I couldn't get the first question. So Mataji's question is that is the reason all people like the gopis and all the people are attracted towards Krishna because of its voice, because it's so beautiful, he sings so well.
That was what Krishna. The name Krishna means all attractive. The meaning of the name Krishna is all attractive. He was so beautiful. He was so beautiful. I mean, we do not have words. We are not qualified enough to explain how beautiful Krishna was. And he was a supreme Lord. I mean, he was not an ordinary person like us. He was God, and he is God, and his name is all attractive. So it is because of his flute, because of his beauty. Everybody got, and the kind of leelas he used to perform, the kind of activities he used to do, so everybody used to get attractive towards him.
Mataji, it's what? It's 10:04. I would have to close, Mataji.
So is that okay? I'm sure people cannot type their questions. We take it in the next class. We are going to continue the session. He's saying he's new. Vivek.
I understand, Mataji, but I'm not really well, and 1 hour is a very long time for interpreting.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
Correct. So out of both of you, when any of you can type your question. Can anybody type your question and send it to me? I'll try to understand and send it. You have my number in the WhatsApp group. You can send it to me.
BDC group, Mataji?
No, the ISKCON group, not the BDC group, ISKCON group.
So
He's not
Vivek,
a part.
I guess, is not part.
He's not a part. So can anybody help him? If you can just note down my number, I'll quickly put it on chat. He can send me, I'll put it in the group. This is my number. I'll just quickly type my number. He'll send me a message, I'll add him in the group. So all of you, I'll be posting the link of the recording. Please watch so that next week we can be continued with the same session. Only hardly any 10 minutes, and then next session I think we can take more number of questions. Yeah, we can take more number of questions. Please keep your questions ready, because in next PPT hardly we'll spend 10 to 15 minutes, and then for 40-45 minutes we can take all the questions. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Saurabh.